Hello, everyone. Welcome to one more episode of Talking Times. Have you ever thought about using a bike as means of transportation? Is it practical to do in the city? Is it difficult to adapt? What are the possible hassles that if you want to start doing that, you can face? I'm here today with Leo Menezes, and we're about to have this amazing conversation. Don't forget, bring all your questions on, subscribe to the channel, like this video already, okay? And we're about to start right after our intro. Hello, Leo. Welcome in.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm great. Before we start, please introduce yourself to us.
Okay, so my name is Leonardo. I'm 36 years old, and I live in Rio. And one of my main hobbies is cycling, as you are aware of.
Nice. And where and how did this passion for cycling begin? Well, was like when you were a kid, a family thing, or a movie? What was the inspiration?
Actually, my real passion started when I realized that I could move around town easily and fast, I would say.
Hmm.
And of course, after joining the group of people that I ride with once a week, that we're going to talk about.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was back to Rio because I grew up in I was born in Rio, but I grew up in Recife. When I went back to Rio to start working, and actually as an English teacher at the time, and
Hmm.
I started to use a bike just for going to the beach and stuff, and then that was how I my passion started, I would say.
No, that's interesting. I have some friends that they ride motorcycles, and one of the things they say is that once you start doing that, like on the regular basis, like commuting to
Hmm.
work, and it's like a pun intended, but it's like a one-way road. You will never go
Yeah.
back of driving cars. Is it something similar with bicycles? Like since you started and then like, man, no, car is too much of a hassle. I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say that's really that's really true. I would say I I never thought of having a car after I started going anywhere by bicycle. So and especially here in Rio, which the traffic it's a lot and it's very busy and
Hmm.
then of course the pays and you have to pay for many things and it's very costly, you know.
So, and when okay, you started doing more as like a way to relax, like you said, going to the beach and something
Yeah.
like this. When was the first moment you decided, you know what, I'm gonna, instead of getting an Uber, taxi, or bus, I'm gonna get my bicycle, I will use it to go to work.
Yeah,
When,
that's
how was the process for you?
Yeah, so since I started working as a teacher actually, because I used to work as at a nearby neighborhood,
Mm-hmm.
and it was very short, but not I mean it was very it's a very short way, so but not so near, so I could walk. So I decided, oh, I'll try to go by bike, and then I started, and and it was okay and then yeah, as you said it's just get bigger and bigger, so I would say that back in 2018 I started to commute like 10 kilometers to work, and then I'd
Damn.
say that things got real, so 10 to go and 10 to go back, and yeah, it was when I really started in 2018 to commute harder, you know.
And how did you feel on the first day? Because I am putting myself in your shoes and imagine, oh, maybe I will be afraid of time management, like
Hmm.
because when you go by bus or by car or Uber, you know the exact amount of time that it's gonna take. But cycling, I have no idea. Like, okay, some asshole watching can say, "Oh, depends how well you go," but no, it's not like that. But how was it for you?
Yeah, first I started just going on. I used to work on Saturdays, so I used
Okay.
to just go there to this place, which is São Cristóvão, which is
Mm-hmm.
10K away from my home. I started only on Saturday. So,
Okay.
every Saturday I would go by bicycle, but then I started to increase. So not only on Saturday. So I'll go another another day, and then
Nice.
today, and I saw it was sometimes it was even faster,
Damn, and
than the
how long
bus
does
or car.
how long does it normally take? Like 1
Yeah, for
hour, 30 minutes, two
no,
hours?
no, it was yeah, maximum 30 minutes.
Damn, you go
Normally,
fast.
yeah, I started like 30 minutes, I would say, and then I could the fastest way was 20 minutes, my fastest time.
Man, that's impressive. I'm
Yeah.
asking because there is this park here in Campinas. People from Campinas know I'm talking about. It's called Lagoa do
Actually, I
Taquaral
would say
Park.
my brother lives in Campinas.
Oh, cool. What is
Yeah.
his name?
Vinicius.
Vinicius, shout out to you if you're watching this or if you ever watch this. But it's 5 kilometers,
Hmm.
going around.
Yeah.
And when I was a kid, maybe I used to go slow. I don't know. It used to take me around 40 to an hour to go around. But like you
Mm.
go slow and then you enjoy the
Oh
view.
yeah.
It's not like ding, 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 very
Oh
fast,
yeah.
So that's why I was impressed. Like, damn. And
Hmm.
are there a lot of hills on this commute from your home to
Yeah,
work?
that's the I would say the cool part of Rio. With there's no hills. I mean, for the areas of the city, just if you
Mm-hmm.
go to the mountains, which are
Okay.
like the the Cristo and others,
Mm-hmm.
but in general, if you go South Zone, downtown, and even to North Zone and the West Zone, there are not much mountains or high hills, and just like some, but not much. I mean, only if you go to Cristo, which is the main mountain area, I would say.
Okay, nice. And how did you decide the path that you would take? Did you use a GPS or was like, no, no, by heart? I will
Oh
go
yeah,
here.
I'm kind of I would say I'm good with maps, so I always
Mm.
started with taking a look at the routes and then I decided the best way. Sometimes there are, I mean, in the beginning I used to take a longer way because I would say it was safer
Mm-hmm.
because the fastest way takes one of the main roads, main streets or avenues in Rio, which is
Mm-hmm.
the Presidente Vargas, and it's very big, like 5 lanes and buzz, and it's crazy. But after I got used to it, I would just take this avenue because it's way faster. And
Nice. And when you started doing that, Leo, what were the first changes that you felt? Because even doing this as just as a way of transportation, you are
Mhm.
in a way practicing a physical
Yeah,
activity. And I imagine, I don't know, did you feel differences in your sleep quality, stress, or humor during the day? Did you lose weight? What were the changes you
yeah,
felt?
I would say that I lost some weight, but then yeah, things changed and I gained weight again, and then I lost weight again because yeah, during the pandemic it was hard. I got some
Mm,
weight during the
mm,
pandemic, and but before the pandemic, I was in my top shape, I would say. And yeah, and it's nice. The fitness, the sleep, yeah, and stress for sure. Yeah, when you're active and making, I mean, practicing sports, and it's also the studies shows if
mm, mm-hmm,
the people would ride bicycles more, there would be a decrease in health care and things like that because people are fitter if they
mm-hmm.
practice and if they ride a bike or even if it's short distances and you know
It makes total sense. You improve your cardio. You start practicing sport, automatically you will have to change some stuff in your nutrition. You will feel hungrier too because of the
yeah
amount of calories. And it's interesting. I would like to focus first in these individual benefits that someone can have. But you
Mm.
have the social ones too, right? Like
Yeah.
you started doing this like solo, and when did you start meeting other people like a biker and cycling enthusiasts?
Yeah. Uh, Back in the days we used Facebook. There was a
Back in
group.
the day, oh, I feel so old now.
Yeah. So yeah, it was in 2017 actually. So
hmm
I joined this group. First, I just joined the Facebook group. So I never I didn't go to the ride itself. But then a friend said, "Oh, I went to the ride last night. So the next one, let's go together." And then he encouraged me to go.
Nice.
And since then, I rarely miss a day,
Man,
as
this is
we
amazing.
yeah, we meet weekly, so we are self-managed group of cyclists.
hmm
And we meet every Tuesday at night, and so
Okay.
it's a night group, and always Tuesdays at 9 p.m.
Okay, and do you have like a WhatsApp group with everybody and then people
Yeah.
chat and okay, yeah.
So after, yeah, we also have Instagram.
I'm
Yeah,
comparing with my football group. It's like something similar. Like, okay, guys, and start to do let's do
yeah,
a barbecue together and stuff like that.
yeah. But yeah, there is this regular event, so it's
Mm,
we always have to, I mean, we always post, and in the Facebook era we used to create the event, so every
hmm
week we used to create the event for the ride. But yeah, so post some pictures, some things to call attention. We also
Okay.
after the Facebook era we started Instagram, so we have an Instagram as well. And the WhatsApp group is more for like people chatting all day and talking about bicycles and other stuff as
And this is amazing, man, because um would you call yourself a bicycle nerd or something like that?
yeah, some people would say.
Because when you find people with a similar passion, it's amazing. You can talk about this stuff for hours, and
Yeah,
it's very easy to be friends. Like you are getting the place, you don't need like a conversation opener. You just say, "Oh, is it about to start? Yeah, okay, nice. Where did you come
yeah,
from? Ah, blah, blah, blah," and that's it. Best friends
yeah.
forever. Like,
Talk about the bicycle. Oh, I got something for my bike. I fixed my bike. Oh, I had a problem with my bike. I fell and
nice, nice.
yeah,
This is amazing, and is another benefit. We sometimes, depending on the conversation, we talk about improving social skills, and that's something that we do in the English classes too. And if you are watching us and you say, "Oh, I would like to have a group of people to talk about something that I have a passion and increase your social skills, practice some type of collective sport, or
yeah,
could be you could go cycling like like Leo. You
yeah.
started solo and then now roughly, Leo, how many people do you think you know that share this passion? No, when I say no, I mean you had at least once talked to the person or is like an
Oh
acquaintance.
yeah, yeah. More than 100 through this
Damn.
group. Yeah, it's more than 100 for sure.
That's
Every,
amazing.
I mean, every month or right, there are some new people and we talk, and some people come and go, and some people uh, move cities, and but also some people arriving, and or sometimes some people visiting. So it's a very, I would say, active group with different
Mhm.
people, and also the same people who are regularly going and making it happen, right?
That's nice. And this would be one of my questions. Is like if somebody wants to go and join you guys, it's not like a code to have to certain
Oh
levels
yeah,
of, oh, you need to
no,
have this or that. You just go there and let's go together.
yeah. We do write a little fast, I would say,
Okay.
but we try to have a month social, as we say, like a social ride. We try
hmm
to ride less kilometers and in the not slow but not good speed, trying to look for the others, of course,
hmm
for nothing. I mean, to not leave anybody behind. But yeah,
Nice.
but we would say that it's free for anyone. We have
hmm
Instagram. We post every week, every week. But yeah, it's a little fast for the regulars, and because we also try to go to every region of the city. So
Mm.
sometimes the regions are distant from your home. So maybe you can go if you, I mean, if you're here, you can go to the region where your house is. So you would probably ride less kilometers if you're not. So I mean, I mean, expertise or whatever.
Nice. Okay, so if somebody wants to start, okay, let's say a person that has been sedentary for the past few years, what would
Mhm.
be your recommendations, Leo, to start?
Yeah,
First, of
first,
course, get a bike. I get.
yeah, first you could go for short distances, right? Like going to a
Mm,
park next to your house or beach or maybe even to the supermarket or to the bakery if you don't have to buy much, I mean, many things and yeah, or to a friend's house. So you can start with short distances where there are cycle lanes and try
mm-hmm.
to stay close to your an area that you're safe. And another tip I would say is try to find a group as ours. Right? And there are probably there are some different types of groups, but maybe you can find one that it fits your, I mean, your your kind of people. I would say like if you're more some people like more modern mountain biking to go trails and things like that. Some people are just riding on the streets for fun, and some people are like training and they like
Mm-hmm.
to train. It's okay. So I would say, yeah, try to find some a group of riders, right?
So there are many different styles, right? And the
Mhm.
different bikes that you use are they very, very, very different? For example, if I want to start just riding around the city or doing this type of shorter distances, or no, I want to go to the adventure aspect of it. Are the equipments very different? The bikes very different?
Yeah, yeah. There are many different types of bicycle, right? From BMX, there are for maneuvering and flipping and things like that. And mountain bikes that are big and they because they have to take the damage of the road and of the trails. And there are
Mm-hmm.
road bikes they have thin tires so that because they only ride on roads and on the asphalt. So but yeah, there are some, as they say, like urban bicycles that are
Mm.
more for, yeah, for city or city bikes. Some people say city bikes or urban bikes. They are kind of mix of these bicycles. But yeah, any bicycle you can ride, and if it's, I mean, just get a bike and ride. Yeah, and
That's nice.
then later, like I started, I just bought a Caloi. Actually, at that time was a Caloi Sing. And
Mm-hmm.
then as I improved, I saw that I needed a, I would say, better bike, a
Okay.
different bike, if you may call.
How many bikes do you have today?
Yeah, I have three bicycles.
Three.
Three,
Okay.
yeah. I have a road that's for going uphill and long distances, and they're very light bike, yeah.
Okay.
And I have a fixed gear bike that I used to ride like anywhere in general. Like that's my daily bike that I can put on the street with a lock, and so it doesn't call much attention, I'd say. And
Okay,
also
that's
have,
important
yeah,
too.
and I have an old mountain bike that I need to make a repair on that.
Do you yourself make this type of repairs? You understand
Yeah,
about it?
yeah, I think it's something very important as well, because learning bicycle maintenance and make you a much more self-sufficient cyclist, If I have a flat tire on the street, I can change it myself. I can replace it, because sometimes it happens. You have a flat tire, and if you don't have the skills or the knowledge, you will have to find a place to change it for you, or maybe even put the bike on an Uber or whatever, push your bike
Mm,
to
that
to
would
your
be a
home,
bummer. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you need some, I don't know, like a small piece of like canvas, a glue, something like this for a emergency repair, something like that.
Yeah, some people carry like a glue with the like it's a like a little star that you put glue in it.
Mm-hmm.
But you can also have the inner tube, as they say.
Mm.
You can carry an inner tube, which is okay to carry, and you can just replace, change, take it off the old one that was punctured, and you just replace it, just change the punctured one, because the tire itself doesn't, I mean, it doesn't matter if it gets
Mm-hmm.
punctured, the problem is the inner tube. In
Mm.
bicycles that have inner tubes, and more modern bikes, they don't have inner tube, they have a different system. But most bicycles, I mean, regular bicycles, they have inner tubes, and you just replace the inner tube and then just get a new one. You have, of course, you can do it. It's cheaper to glue
Mm-hmm.
something, but it's probably more demanding, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Brazilians are good in doing makeshift, so it's something even cool to know a little bit about. Okay, no problem. Oh, got a flat one here. Okay, I'll fix it for you. Nice.
Yeah.
So one thing that I was thinking while you were describing, Leo, is for the first like longer adventures would be wise, I guess, to find someone more experienced than you, and
Yeah.
don't go by yourself. For example, imagine somebody's going up a hill or to a small mountain
Mhm.
and have some sort of accident or mishappening like this, and the person is unprepared. You will have to go back carrying your backpack, in the
Yeah.
middle of the hill, something like that.
Yeah. So probably, yeah, that's why I said it's important. It's a very important thing to learn a little of bike maintenance. You just at least the to change a flat tire, like
Mm-hmm.
the inner tube, because it's not much. I mean, it's not a very hard thing to do.
Yeah. And is this type of knowledge something that people share in the group, or like, I know you have this YouTube channel that you can learn a lot of stuff?
Yeah, we do share. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
in the past there used to be a collaborative mechanical group that used to make like events to share knowledge. And we used to have this in the past. Nowadays, not much, but yeah, it's something that we try to to get. I mean, people to spread the knowledge out here.
That's nice. And
Yeah, and sometimes some people, I mean, we are on the rides and someone get a flat tire, and so everybody help each other. They look, and it's also looking at people changing a flat tire. It's also a good way to see how it's
nice.
done, right?
And how would you describe the cycling community? Is it open? Are people friendly? How did you feel when you started making part of it?
Yeah, they're very friendly. I mean, especially, I mean, there are different types of groups of cyclists.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are some people that are a little older, and they have different groups with like more, like as you said in the beginning, you have to do a list of things to join the group and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But in our group, we don't believe in that thing. We just, the only barrier would be the fast pace sometimes.
Mm.
But yeah, so that's why we try to help to have this social month day. I mean, so we sometimes we in the past used to also make some picnics and events like Halloween, and
Nice.
yeah, we even did once Children's Day, and we create some games, like not created, but we there are some like bicycle games that are common, and we did this, and it was nice.
And you mentioned something about the number of people that you mentioned there was once. I mean, you mentioned before we went live,
Mhm.
you had a group of 100 cyclists once.
Yeah, here in Rio there are two guys that have like a sound bicycle, and when we ride with them, there are sometimes, I mean, once I remember that was near 100 people in this
Damn.
sound bicycle group. But I said also about São Paulo. So in São Paulo, the groups are bigger. They go 100 easily. Here in our group, which we call a night ride, RJ, RJ. And in general, we have 20 people on daily basis, and the maximum was 50 for us because it's like Tuesday late at night, so it's not so. But the one that I said, it's a sound bicycle, we go riding as well. It's a little slower because the guy has a sound in his bike, so he cannot go fast. And it's normally on Sunday, so it's more, there are more people, and it's during the day, so it's more of like a stroll, you know.
It's more family friendly, not the hardcore cycling. Oh, let's go.
Yeah, that's it.
And do you have like something, not like a competition, but for example, oh, we did last time in like hours. Let's break this record. That is it something that goes on there or no?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
Not
The new
not
guys like, oh my God, I chose a
no,
bad
yeah.
day.
Yeah, and it would happen, but not, I mean, in the past we used to compete a little more, but nowadays we try to see who is there. I mean, if there's not anyone new or anyone who we know that maybe would stay behind. So, but yeah, it happens sometimes. And we also have some like it's like we call it alley cat. It's like a race. It's a race, but it's an informal bicycle race, I would say.
Okay.
But then it's for competing. They have prizes for first, second. Sometimes
But
in groups or in two, and it happens. Some people organize, and it's nice as well. I
so
participated many of those.
man,
Yeah.
so you get trophies and medals, this type of thing too?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah, and sometimes there are prizes like a t-shirt or like a cap, things like that, and things related to bicycle as well.
No, it's amazing. And this type of races is like from point A to point B, or is like, I don't know, a circuit, something like this.
Yeah, sometimes the alley cats that are a thing from US and London, they started as a culture of bike messengers there. So the main idea is to, as you were bike messaging, like delivering, and so you have to go to one point and there you see, oh no, I have to go there, and then you receive a paper, oh now I have to, and there
Oh,
are
it's
checkpoints, you know.
crazy. It's very
Yeah.
dynamic, I imagine.
Yeah, very dynamic. Sometimes they have you have a printed list you receive at the day, and some points are for screenshot, some points there's another place who will give another paper, and yeah, and you have to follow the checkpoints depending on the dynamic of the race. And
Nice. Let me take a look at the chat here. Hello, Simone. Hi, Claudio. Hi, Marcel. Okay, Simone has an interesting question here. When did you get your first bike? And shout out to you guys in Jordan. When did you get your first bike, Well,
I guess my first bicycle was, I mean, when I was a child, of course, like I used to ride a bike when I was a child and teenager, but as an adult, it was in 2011, yeah, 2011, 2012. As I said, right when I came back to live in Rio, as I lived in Recife for 16 years. When I came back to live in Rio, like after a year or something, I got a bicycle.
nice. All right. One from Marcel here. What are the biggest obstacles for people to adopt biking as means of transportation? Like, so to apply this on their regular basis, what's the
Yeah,
biggest challenge there?
yeah, probably the traffic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Also the drivers. The drivers, they do not respect much. They they uh, they cut you off. They ride next to you, like very close to you. They scare you, and yeah, sometimes they also the speed, right?
Mm.
There's a recent discussion. I mean, like about this, reducing the street speed, right? Because there are studies also that show that I mean, as fast as the car is, I mean, the higher it is, the more damage it can cause to cyclists and even to the car. But of course, we cyclists are just us, and
Very
the
vulnerable,
car
yeah.
are very vulnerable. The car is a ton metal thing, and the driver is inside. So yeah, I guess it's lacks of education and this thing of the bigger has to take care of the smaller. You have to just to respect the law, right? Because it's there,
Mhm.
the trânsito, né? Código de trânsito.
Have you ever injured? This is one from Claudia here. Have you ever injured yourself falling off a bicycle, or I don't
Yes.
know, maybe a car cut you off? What happened there though?
Yeah, I have broken two bones.
Two?
My
Oh, damn.
finger, yeah. I have broken this finger, as it's a little strange. The finger was because of a taxi driver. He opened his door without looking, and suddenly, and I hit, and then just after I fell, I saw my finger was hurt, and then after
Mm,
an hour or so, I saw it was broken, so I had to make a surgery. It was in 2018. And after the pandemic, 2021, I broke my collarbone, this bone. It's
mm-hmm.
very common for cyclists and motorcyclists to break this bone because when you fell and you fell on sometimes on your shoulder, and yeah, it's very common. There are many friends who have broken their collarbones.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the
It,
collarbone was kind of, yeah, I hit a pedestrian, but the
Sorry,
traffic
I'm
lights,
laughing with
yeah,
respect.
the traffic lights was open to me,
Okay.
but there wasn't car, so the pedestrians started crossing, and then I was going, and then there were two pedestrians, one behind the other, so I couldn't
Mm.
see when the guy in front of me walked. The other that was behind got scared and froze, and then I couldn't turn, and
Oh, and
yeah.
that's how you broke your collarbone.
Yeah, I hit the
Oh, it
pedestrian and
was
fell. Yeah, over
damn.
my shoulder.
Man, in Campinas, I tell people that are not from here, maybe your brother has told you something. The drivers here, they are nuts, man. But
Yeah.
it's not like people don't know how to
Hmm.
drive. They drive dumb, you know. It's
Hmm.
basically this. They are slow when they are supposed to be fast. They're fast when they're supposed to be normal or slow.
Hmm.
Uh, and it's everybody. The pedestrians
Yeah.
are dumb too. Is it any better in Rio?
I would say no, because
Oh, damn.
yeah, some people, even from São Paulo, capital, they come here, and they have some of these people told us that they found the traffic in Rio very, I mean, very difficult and very dangerous as well. Yeah. But some people from Recife came here and kind of said that it was kind of similar. So probably here in Recife, they have similar dangers for cyclists as well. But they said these
So,
São Paulo people, I mean São Paulo capital, they respect a little more. I don't, I never rode in São Paulo, I think, so I cannot say that. But yeah, some people told us that Rio is very, I mean, chaotic traffic for cyclists. Yeah.
so it's not something unique from here or from there. It's like
Yeah.
maybe it's about the education people don't have when they're
Yeah.
learning how to drive, right?
Yeah. They probably, yeah, they think they are the owners of the streets, as we say, or
Mm-hmm.
they think we shouldn't be there. Oh, go to the sidewalk, go to the whatever. And it's, yeah, very common to hear that.
Are there you ride at night, right? With a
Hmm.
group. So Are there any type of signs that you guys kind of talk before? Oh, if I do this, if I do that, is it a thing too?
There are some signs that people use. In general, more for turning. If you want to make a turn, you put your right arm, your left arm. Yeah, to stop, we can go like we raise our hands in a fist like this, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not so common to use those signs. We try to just look at each other. Sometimes we whistle or
Mm.
scream and stop, stop. Or just, we flat tire, and then everybody gets, whoa, flat tire, and
Where,
then
where, where,
everybody
where?
stops. Yeah.
Because you go like in a long straight line, right? Normally.
Yeah, it depends. And sometimes it's long, like a long line, but sometimes a more compact. Yeah, it depends.
Mm-hmm. I'm asking because I imagine something like this. When I see those groups, is normally, I don't know, roughly 10, 12 people.
Hmm.
And when is there on an avenue, normally they go closer to the curb and it
Hmm.
normally like a one-man line, you don't,
Yeah.
sometimes two, something like this. Um, and I noticed, that's why I'm asking, signs and like to shout, exactly like you say, because I imagine if one that is in front or in the middle, I don't know,
I am.
something
Yeah.
happens and the person falls, it would be like a domino effect, like would
Yeah.
escalate.
Hmm. Yeah, we normally also make signs for potholes, on the street.
Mhm.
And yeah, in general, just for holes and potholes.
Okay, let me take a look here. There is one from Kyle. Have you ever listened about the most dangerous roads in Bolivia? I did it by
Oh yeah.
bike. It's a fantastic experience. Do you know this?
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard Estrada de la Muerte, I think,
Oh,
or
that's
something
a
like that.
suggestive name. Imagine
Yeah.
that new guy today. Okay, guys, first day. Where are we going today? La Estrada de la Muerte. All right, why not?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a downhill, I guess, and it's
Ah,
probably very dangerous because of there's a cliff or something.
okay.
And yeah, but I've never been there. But I've seen videos and people talking about it.
Okay. Exactly in Rio, where are the good places to start? Well,
Well, yeah,
yeah. For fun, just
probably.
for fun. Let's say
uh,
somebody wants to start on Sundays, on Saturdays, on.
Yeah, on Sundays and yeah, especially on Sundays and holidays, we have they close some main roads in the beach and also in Aterro, as we say, Aterro do Flamengo, which is near the airport here, the smaller airport. So they shut down, they closed the main the principal lane. And it's a very long and big road, so it's nice. So on the weekend, on Sundays actually, there are many people there. Like even some people renting bikes and
Ah,
yeah,
nice. Okay, tell
and
me
also for
about
people
the
who train. And there in Rio we have uh, also, but it's actually it's more for training, right? Like for cyclists who compete and triathlon and road bicycle.
is that very lean bike that they go like
Yeah,
lean forward. Okay.
yeah. So they close the same streets in some areas of the city in the late at night. It's almost early in the morning, like 4 a.m. to 5:30 a.m. in special dates. I guess it's Tuesday and Thursdays. They close the street so the people can train. And if you go there in the late at night, you'll see many people riding, but it's more of a training thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but it's nice to get to know people from the same
Yeah.
area that are interested in that. Tell me about the different places you have been. You mentioned a few before we started the live. You went even to some hills around Rio, some
Oh
cities,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, I was saying, one of my longest rides was from Itaipava to Rio. Itaipava is in Petrópolis, and it's in the mountain region of Rio. Once I, uh, yeah, there is an app that every cyclist in some sports also uses, is Strava. So and sometimes they have a end of the year challenge where you have to cycle 500 kilometers
Damn, it's a lot.
in 1 week from from Christmas to New Year, from the 24th to the 31st, I guess. And you have to cycle 500 kilometers.
How much do they do per day there?
Yeah, it has to be 70 at least, or you can
Damn, it's a
ride
lot.
more in one day,
I imagine the butts and the thighs of these people after they finish.
Yeah, so I did this challenge once. It was when I came from, because I'm Rio now, so I came from
Mm-hmm.
Itaipava to my house. Like I left my grandfather's house at the time, straight to my home. I wasn't carrying much baggage, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was nice. It's a great experience. Yeah, also here in Rio, we sometimes have distance because Rio is a big city, so when I go to the other region, the west region, after
Mm-hmm.
Barra and Bangu and that area over there, it's more than it's more than the 40 kilometers from my house. So yeah.
Man, it's a lot.
Yeah.
And do you think you mentioned a few studies about this, and that's interesting. Do you think in the future the cities will be more prepared and people will be more open? Because you have a lot of benefits there. You have the
Hmm.
quality of life in terms of the individual aspect, but you also have like less pollution, less traffic,
Yeah.
and this type of stuff. How do you
Yeah.
see this in the future, Leo?
Well, I hope that it's like the big cities,
Mm-hmm.
especially in Europe and some in the US, that are going forward to limiting cars on the city centers, for example, as Paris did. The There was a great the mayor, the Paris mayor. It's a woman, but I don't remember her name. But
Mm-hmm.
she did something of cycling infrastructure, prohibiting cars, reducing the speed of the streets, and it probably brought a lot of benefits, especially for traffic, for also for the people's health but I hope that our cities here in Brazil start to advance and to improve the cycle infrastructure and also not only the infrastructure, because if you fill the city with infrastructure but still don't, I mean, promote some education and drivers course, I mean, even for bus drivers, taxi drivers, there has to be some campaigns to target these people who are working, especially Ubers that are everywhere now.
Mm-hmm.
And just so you have there has to be something to instruct these people to respect and follow, and also the I mean, if they don't, there has to be consequences, which are very rare, Especially now after pandemic, we noticed that there are the motorcycles, they there's no rules for motorcycles today, and
Yeah,
especially they
they
go on
they
the
go on.
sidewalks.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they go. I mean, on the other side of the road, and they don't care. I mean,
This would
and yeah.
be one of my questions, because um, in the city, the experience that I have, I was the on the back seat of a motorcycle once,
Hmm.
and it was interesting because the scariest moment when we went close to a bus, like
Hmm.
very close. Like if I reach it with my arm, I could lose it. No, I could touch the bus.
Hmm.
But as a cyclist, like, what is the most dangerous thing? Are pedestrians, cars, buses, or the motorcycle guys? Or
Yeah, I would say that the taxi drivers.
really?
Yeah, and the bus sometimes, there are I can see well, when I'm a passenger of a bus, I see the bus are crazy. Even some I have some friends from Recife that sometimes come here, and they say, "Oh my God, the drivers here, the bus drivers here, they're crazy. They speed and you go like it's like a
It
roller
looks
coaster."
like
Yeah.
that attraction from those stage fairs we have, like samba or crazy dance, that you see
Yeah,
people
I remember
like,
Yeah, but
yeah,
as a cyclist,
yeah.
I think we still especially here in Rio, still most cyclists would say taxi drivers are, I don't know, yeah. Bus driver maybe because the buses are very big, so it's kind of
Yeah.
more, I mean, yeah. But taxi drivers especially, they are because I mean, I don't know, they feel they hate us, you know. We feel that they hate us.
I guess the thing, I have a hypothesis here, okay? Maybe I'm wrong. Since they work and they deal
Yeah,
with people and they see you guys like, yeah, let's go. They're having fun. They say, oh, this fucking cyclist
yeah,
here. Maybe they're grumpy, you know, they envy because they are there
yeah,
working and you guys are having fun
yeah,
and could be that.
yeah, maybe.
So if you are an angry taxi driver, go cycling on the weekend. You
Yeah.
can pay back, you know. And there is a nice question from Mirella here, though. Do you spend a lot on money on bikes? Like, is it an expensive hobby? You can even describe the basic gear someone wants they need to start. You are smiling, so probably yes.
Yeah, it depends.
Mm,
Yeah, if you get very into it, you
okay.
you may spend lots of money, you know.
Okay.
But yeah, you can save costs as well. One of my bicycles I assembled myself, so I bought
Oh, that's
each
cool.
individual piece, you know. It's probably in the end it was cheaper, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but as I said, if you, I mean, for people who are riding short distances, if you have a regular bike, like a yeah, urban bike, you will not have only, of course, you have to buy the bike, and then the costs are not much. I mean, just if you have a flat tire, but you can just change the tire. But it's
Mm-hmm.
it's it's not a common thing for, I mean, especially for urban bikes to have a flat tire. If only it's, I mean, bad luck, you know.
Okay. And what about the gear, like the outfit, helmet, lights? Because I see those guys, they dress in a
Yeah.
suit that they look like they're going to swim, you know, like those like a trekking suit and helmet and lights and
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, there are also studies about helmet things, so it's a very big discussion of helmets
oh, okay, let's go.
if
I love the
they
polemic ones.
if they I mean, because the problem is not you, I mean, the cyclist, it's the car. If the car hits you, I mean, if you have a helmet, depends, right? If I have, I mean, the broken finger,
Okay,
my
yeah,
help
you can have
my
a vibranium helmet. It's not gonna do
yeah,
much if you
yeah,
if a
sometimes,
bus hits you, say, okay, I'm gonna stop it with my head. It's not
yeah,
like
that's
that.
it. I mean, there may be some, yeah, there are things that could be said, like, oh, if you have a helmet, you are more, I mean, I don't know, aware that you are
Mm.
safe and maybe you can risk more. I
Yeah, it
don't,
makes sense. And something that gets me too is, for example, for a motorcycle, at least in Brazil, you cannot have those helmets where you have the open space in front,
Mhm.
because your face is there, right there. And the bicycle ones, it protects even less. They look like
Yeah.
those guys from the Rebel helmets in Star Wars, you know, like it's
Mhm.
just like the top
Yeah.
of your head.
Yeah.
So if you fell flat on the side of your face, for example, something like
Oh
this.
yeah, but of course, yeah. If you, I mean, it's important to wear it, but
Hmm.
yeah, sometimes I don't wear it.
You're an honest, nice.
Yeah. Sometimes, I mean, when I know that I will ride a long ride
Hmm.
or at a busy day or at a rush hour, and I okay, I wear a helmet. But sometimes I'm just going to the beach and I'm not wearing a helmet. I mean,
Hmm.
yeah, it's important if you fell, I mean, with your head, right? It happened. Yeah, the head. I mean, you sometimes you put your arm to, I mean, there are other parts, even as a reflex, you know, you will
Hmm.
protect your head. But of course, if in a bad luck you fell, the helmet will save you. I mean, so there are some accident people, oh, my helmet broke in pieces if I didn't wear a helmet, if I wasn't wearing a helmet,
Hmm.
my head would, I don't know. But yeah, but it's
Uh,
many variables.
Okay, I'm asking because, for example, it's been a while, but I like rollerblades, rollerblading,
Hmm.
and I had these rollerblades, and I got some protection for my knees and
Hmm.
my elbows, and like these gloves that they have like a hard
Oh yeah.
part.
Hmm.
But helmets, oh no, hell no, because every time I fell there doing some
Hmm.
tricks or.
Yeah.
It was always the knees or my hands.
Yeah.
Like it's the first reflex. Like I used to, you put your hands in front of you,
Yeah,
so
that's
it's
it.
very easy to twist or to have an injury on your
Yeah.
wrist, for example.
Yeah. But yeah, for cyclists, I mean, if it's a serious accident, collarbone, it's very common because you fell on your shoulder. Yeah, head, in case. And also knees. It's the other day I was watching there's happening a race, one of the Grand Tour, as they say, La Vuelta.
Mm.
It's like the Volta a España. And one of the riders, he fell and his knee was destroyed, like blood
Oh
bleeding,
boy.
and yeah, and he has to abandon the race.
So
So when
even
it
in these official competitions, they don't wear like protections
no,
there.
yeah, they only wear the helmet and gloves, only helmet and gloves. But the
That's
gloves
weird.
are just, they're not hard. They're just
Mm-hmm.
for, I mean, for holding it, you know.
I guess the guy will say something like, "Oh, influenced my aerodynamics, so I don't want it."
Yeah, it's also, yeah, it's related to this because, yeah, there are very marginal gains with
Yeah.
aerodynamics.
Yeah, and then you say, well, but then you lost the race or you had to abandon it. Well, it would be a few seconds, at least you completed. All right. And have you ever taught someone to ride a bike or incentivized someone to start the hobby, Leo?
Yeah, actually, I was some years ago, I was dating a girl and she didn't, she had never rode a bike, and then I helped her to get the first start,
That's
as you
nice.
say, yeah. And after some years, she told me that she got a bike and she was riding happily on the streets, and it was nice.
Yeah, it's very nice because it's the type of habit or hobby that it will objectively improve the quality of life of the person.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
Do you have funny stories to tell us?
Oh
Something
yeah.
that happened to you?
Yeah, I was actually asking some friends to remember funny stories, and
Okay.
Lucas, a very dear friend, he's now living in France, actually, in Marseille, but he remember
Nice.
once we were going somewhere, I don't remember where, but we crossed by some downtown Rio street, and there, as probably many of the people who are here seen those videos of dogs barking at motorcyclists or cyclists.
Oh man.
Yeah. So there were some dogs on the streets, and they start barking at us. And the owners, who were probably houseless, actually, they
Mm.
they they incentivated. Oh, catch them, go, go, go. And we were, oh my
I'm
God, what the
again
hell?
laughing with
Yeah.
respect.
And yeah, we started like rushing because the dogs started barking and running after us. It was crazy. And
If
and the,
you go through something like that again, remember that classic game from Mega Drive and PlayStation 1, Road Rash. If you have played, you know what I'm talking about. You know,
yeah.
you
And
you
what
like friends, you can do like a savate kick, and the dog will not bite you.
yeah. And what was funny about is that the owners, they incentivated the dogs to catch us. It was crazy that day.
Man, maybe they were ex-tax driver.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
They were
they
like,
saw
"Oh,
some
this damn
cyclists.
cyclist here again. Go there, Rex."
Yeah, it was very
Uh,
funny.
okay, and unfortunately, we are running out of time. But there's something
Uh,
interesting here, man. Um, you have the benefit of reducing pollution in the city, reducing traffic if people start adopting this habit. What are the other benefits that you can think, Leo, that this could bring?
yeah, some I would say about money as well, right? Because you
Mm,
don't spend money if transportation, or Uber or whatever, right? Man, if you have a car, there's a lot of costs as well. So I nowadays I spend little money on transport. I mean, I rarely get an Uber. I mean, only if I'm with someone else that are not going by bike, and
mm-hmm.
then I get an Uber. But in general, I never get an Uber. Only if it's, in general, I just take the transport, I mean, the public transport, or I just go with my bike. Yeah, as we talked about health, yeah, it's a very healthy activity. It is not so aggressive. I mean, if not accidents, but it's not aggressive to the parts of your body, like running, it's very
Mm-hmm.
aggressive for the knee
Yeah.
and other sports that may be kind of aggressive. But yeah, cycling is a very the danger, of course, is falling off. I mean, yeah, falling. Yeah, and probably if more people would go cycling, would commute cycling, the traffic and many other things that are kind of like a cascade effect, like
Yeah, you start doing some exercise, you spend some time focusing on exercising and nutrition, you will spend less energy and less money with medicine and going to the
yeah,
hospital and this type of stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, mental health, right?
Yeah, and something interesting that I noticed is the type of habits that you can do. For example, if you're a more individualistic person, just want to have some
Yeah,
meditation and quiet time, you get your bike, you go to a pretty place,
yeah,
it's gonna be amazing.
yeah. Before I met the group, I used to ride by myself. Like I'll just ride, go uphill, or even nowadays I just get my bike sometimes, go up a hill. And so back in the day, I used to when I was not so into riding on the streets, I would go to Aterro, as I said, and I would ride up to the beach and go back by myself. And it's also a very good activity for yourself if you prefer.
Nice. All right, for people that want to start this, a final message to them, what would be your recommendations, Leo?
Yeah, as I said, try to find a group, try to find
Okay.
some people who can help you or incentivize you, motivate you to ride and start with, as I said, I didn't start as when I was working 10 kilometers away. I didn't start going every day. So I would go once a week and then twice. And then when you see it's natural, just go and your bike. And yeah, it's a good way to start. Just follow one route that you know of it, and sometimes try to get, if you have a routine like, oh, every Friday I go somewhere of my friend's house, try to get there by bike to see. Yeah, test. The first thing I did was testing. Test this route, test this to go to this place or that place by bike to see how sometimes it's even faster than any other transport.
Man, this was something that I didn't expect. Thank you so much, man. It was nice talking
Oh,
to
thank
you.
you all. Thank
I
you as well.
started to remember a few moments, and I miss having this time to go to somewhere close to nature, and
Yeah.
I went like trekking with a group once. Was really nice. I imagine. Do you know if there are like ecotourism groups that people gather and go cycling there too? Like,
Yeah, probably. Yeah. There are some here in Rio that they go even to not in Rio in a city or in the countryside for also for trails and
mm,
for big rides. And we sometimes we try to go bigger, like go to another city, go to a nature place. Yeah, we once traveled like a holiday for camping. It's nice. We
nice.
we went to a waterfall nearby. It's on like 60 or 70 kilometers away. we gathered together and we went there to stay for camping. It was nice as well.
Nice.
Everything
Okay,
on our
that
bikes, you know.
this is something amazing to do. Thank you so much, man. And if I decide to go back cycling, I'm gonna talk to you
Yeah, send
for
me a
some
message.
tips, okay?
Yeah,
Thanks, Leo.
sure. Thank
And
you guys,
guys,
everybody.
thank you so much for all the messages here, for watching us. Don't forget, we are also on Spotify. This episode is going to be there tomorrow, okay? Share this video to someone, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you on our next episode of Talking Times. Bye-bye.